Well, good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to thank Ms. Pirog for allowing me to come and speak to you all. She's been contacting me for, a year now to have me come speak to you all and just say hey and what's up. You guys are a great-looking class. So we have 8th grade and 7th grade? Yes? So it's crazy now that I'm thinking back. I went to the leadership charter school, and a lot of these teachers who are here were there as well. So it's just good to see familiar faces. And I also had my 8th grade graduation up here on this stage, and they made me sing the Lift Every Voice national anthem. I don't know who was here for that. Were there any of the teachers here for that? It was embarrassing. But you all saw the trailer. How did you like it? It was good? So just to say it all again, my name is Bilquis Abdul-Qaadir. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts, of course, right here. And I grew up in the Forest Park area. I played basketball since I was around the age of 4 years old. My dad is here today, right here. His name is Tariq. I would just have to, first, I always do this. I have to thank God for allowing me to be here. Of course, my parents, my mom is not here today, but just thanking them for always being a support system. Be grateful for your parents, okay? Your grandparents, whoever raised you, because without them, a lot of this won't be. And I want to talk about, first, Ms. Pierre wanted me to just touch on a few things about who I am, what my religion is. And I know you guys see a lot of media, right? Whoever watches the news, you see a lot of bad things about the religion Islam right now and Muslims. So to clarify, Islam is the religion, just as Christianity is the religion and Christians follow Christianity, Muslims follow Islam. I'm a Muslim woman, so I dress a lot differently than everybody else that you may see, whether a Muslim man, a Christian woman, or a Christian man. So we wear something called hijab. Another name is also called khimar. And hijab literally means to conceal or to hide in the word Arabic. That's an Arabic word. And so Muslim women wear this, and we don't show our body for modesty, for protection, and for people to judge us for who we are instead of what we look like. So, for example, social media, right? Everybody who has an Instagram in here, raise their hand. Pretty much everybody. Okay, so I love social media, but you have to use it in the right way. But right now, especially for young girls, we have to live up to this image that they put out. We have to have beautiful hair. We have to have these nice fit bodies. And if we don't look this way, then we don't fit in. And a lot of the pressure comes from young men. So you guys are old enough. You guys know where I know boyfriend, girlfriend, and all that type of stuff. But for me, I had to live a totally different way. So my religion allows me to not have to worry about what I look like because I cover everything. And I do it, the most important reason why I do it is because I believe that God demanded women to do in our religion. So I don't do this by force. This is by choice. I can take this off right now and I won't people think I might get struck down by God or I might just fall out dead. People ask some crazy questions, and it's okay if you have crazy ones after I speak. But I do this because it's my freedom. So just how people might want to wear whatever clothes they want to wear, I want to wear this, okay? I love it. I feel like I'm beautiful in it, and it's something that I'm proud of. If I were to not wear this walking outside, I would feel weird, very weird. So I just want to let you all know that this is nothing forced. Some people may say, oh, Muslim women, they look crazy because somebody's forcing them to do it. Excuse me, that's not the case, all right? And Muslims also believe in one God. We believe that there's only one God. We believe in Jesus. We believe that Jesus is a prophet. We believe in the last prophet. We believe his name is Muhammad, peace be upon him, all right? So there's a lot of misconceptions about our religion, and we believe in pure peace, okay? Of course, they have the bad people. There's bad Christians, there's bad Jews, there's bad Muslims. And really, those people shouldn't be considered what their religion considers them to be for real. All right? So when you have these extremes, they don't follow the right religion. So the people who say there's Muslims killing people, that's not true. All right? We don't believe that they're Muslims because nothing in our religion says kill. not in the sense that where they're killing young babies or just families. This not the case, all right? So I wanted to clear that up before I continue to talk about what went on in that trailer. So for those who watched it, I was the leading scorer in Massachusetts, well, I still am, in high school, for boys and girls, and I went and got a Division I scholarship, and I played at Division I schools. Who knows what a Division I school is? All right, a Division I school is it's a university, and that's the top level that you can go play a sport in. So I went to the University of Memphis, far away from here. It was sad and it was scary at first, but I got through it, and I was able to go to school for free. So I didn't pay a dime for school. So school and college is very expensive, all right? You can either get an academic scholarship or you can get an athletic scholarship. I was blessed enough to have enough talent to get an athletic scholarship. So my parents didn't have to pay a dime for school. I got undergrad for free, and I got my master's for free. And you save a lot of money that way, all right? So if you're good at something, stick with it. If you're super smart, don't drop those books, all right? And if you can do both at the same time, that's absolutely wonderful. All right, so I went to school, I played basketball. I had a rough college experience because I don't like to speak too much on it, but my coach that I had at University of Memphis, she was really tough on me. Tough in a way where I was taking it personal, because I think where I came from, being like a star in high school, you go to college and you have to find yourself on another team. She put a lot of pressure on me, and it was tough, but I made it through. And I had a pretty successful college career, and then I went to play pro. So in America, there's the NBA. Everybody knows what the NBA is, right? Yeah. Then there's the WNBA. Who knows what the WNBA is? Good, that's the women's league, all right? So I did try out for the women's league. I didn't get invited to a training camp. And in order to get invited to training camps, you kind of have to go to a big time D1 school like UConn or Tennessee. I didn't do that, so they already kind of have the players that they want picked out. I believe that I was good enough to go, but some of the coaches in the WNBA thought that as well, but I didn't get invited, so it was okay. I wanted to play overseas in Europe. So when you travel overseas, you get to see all of these beautiful countries. It's kind of the same as in America, but it's in a different country. So I went to go play pro. I had an agent. An agent is a person that helps you sign a contract, a professional contract. So I had my highlight tape, which it shows me playing basketball, all these games. And I got a phone call one day, and it was my agent, and she said, I have some bad news. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on? I was just thinking maybe I didn't find a good team yet, or I didn't get a good contract. And she said, you can't play. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't play? Like, what does that mean? And she said, well, they won't let you wear your scarf. And at that moment, I just started crying, because for years and years, basketball was all I knew. It's been my dream to go play pro. And for me, it was kind of a contradiction, because I wore my scarf all throughout high school, all throughout college, and there was never an issue. And good things came from me being a Muslim and playing basketball, because I was the first to do it. So I had to figure out, well, why? In the league, what you saw on the trailer, they said that I could hurt somebody. And I've never hurt anybody by wearing. This is literally a piece of material, just like your shirt or whatever. This is not hard. It has nothing hidden in it. There's no pins, there's no needles, nothing going on. And they said I could hurt somebody. So I didn't understand why. And when you think about I would say the rhetoric or the negative things going behind being a Muslim, I think the league overseas felt like they were afraid for me to come play in another country and be Muslim. So it was discrimination. Who knows what discrimination is? Somebody give me a good definition of discrimination. You right here in the front. What's discrimination? Treated differently, all right? So they completely didn't want me in the league, and that's what it boiled down to. They tried to say it was safety, but it really wasn't safety. So it's been 2.5 years since I was told I couldn't play. And I had to figure out what life was about. I had to figure out who I was without basketball. So at the end, you saw me crying, right? And I said, who am I without basketball? So for years, I was this basketball player, and that's all I loved, that's all I knew, and I did good in school. I was a great student. I was good at other things, but I depended solely on basketball to take me to go places. And so when basketball was taken away from me, I had to figure out who I was. So for me, the only thing left was me being a Muslim. So I had to question, wow, am I really being a good Muslim? Am I doing the things that I'm supposed to do for God, who I believe in, and just me as a person? And so I had to kind of check myself. I'm like, wow, what's next? You know, we often come to a point in life where we have to figure out who we are. And some of you may already know who you are. Some of you who can say they feel secure in who they are and they don't care about what anybody thinks about them. Be honest. Okay, not a lot of hands are up, but that's perfectly fine. You know why? Because it took me almost 23, 24 years to figure out who I was. Because for a while it was just basketball. But I was caught up in what people thought about me. So for a while I was afraid to wear my scarf because I didn't want people to make jokes about me, which they did. I used to play in basketball arenas, huge arenas, and I would walk in the gym and I would see people look at me and like with a side eye, and they might whisper to the person sitting next to them, and they would just, it was, after a while it would make me mad. I'm like, why are they staring at me? And all my teammates used to say, Kesey, that's my nickname. Kesey, it's okay, calm down, you're all right. Just play basketball. So for a while I had to learn how to keep blinders on and not to worry about what people said. I remember a game when I was in high school, I was taking the ball out of bounds and their whole fan section was all behind me, and they said, you look like Osama bin Laden's niece. And one, it was, who knows what Osama bin Laden is? Who he is, who he was. He was a bad guy, right? Very bad person. So for me, I was in high school, I was probably 10th or 11th grade, and it hurt because people used to talk so bad about me. And even on this website called Mass Live, why do I still have my purse on? Even on, who knows what masslive.com is? All right, that's our local website, news website. There was an entire forum in the sports column about me, and people would, every night I played, people would go on and type. It was like cyberbullying. They would talk so bad. They would say I was wearing a tablecloth on my head. They said that I took drugs to play good, that I was taking, what do you call it? Steroids and stuff like that to make me play better. And every night, my mother and I used to go on there and read the comments, and after a while, I just had to stop reading it because it hurt so bad. So for a while, I wanted to kind of blend in. Sometimes I didn't want to be Muslim because it was so hard. But when I think God took basketball away from me to help me find myself. So for you all, this is what I want you to focus on. Don't worry about what other people think about you, because in the long run, these people, maybe not even your friends who you call friends now, they're not going to really help you succeed in the long run. Sometimes the friends now, you might forget about them when you go to college or even in high school. So be who you are and don't be afraid to be who you are. A lot of you don't know yet, but you will know. I see so many different races, so many different faces, and we're all made that way for a purpose. You know what the purpose is? Does anybody know their purpose yet? Somebody raise their hand and tell me what their purpose is here on this earth. What is your purpose? Say it again. To be different. Do you know how unique it is to be different? We all come from different places because we're supposed to be different. So if this person doesn't have the latest Jordans on, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because these Jordans mean nothing. Do you know how much it costs to make a pair of Jordans? I love Jordans. I love them because I'm an athlete. But do you know how much it costs to make one pair of Jordans? How much? How much? No. How much? Say it again. Almost. $9 and I think 65 or 75 cents for a pair of Jordans to be made. And you know how much they sell them to us for? $140 plus. You know how it's insane when I think about it. It's insane. Now, I'm not telling you don't have to wear Jordans. I love Jordans. I used to own a lot of pairs of them, Nikes and everything else. But don't think you have to keep up with the latest trend. It's not about that. Like he said, it's about being different. It's about being a good person. It's about doing nice things for somebody. So if you see somebody being talked about, right, and they have a pair of Champion shoes on, right? Everybody thinks, oh my gosh, they have those are from Payless. Who cares? You know why? Because this person might be the smartest person in the school. So don't fit in. Don't work so hard to fit in, because it's not worth it. You end up being somebody you aren't to try to fit in. And you never know what that person is going through at home. You never know. If a person is quiet the next day and or they're being weird or all the things we think a person is being, no, you go up and talk to that person. Ask them, what's going on? Be a good person. Be a good human being. We're here to help each other. I had to learn that the hard way as well. When I was in high school, I was one of the funny people in my class, right? I guess if you want to call it class clowns here and there. There's some people who know me well, one of my teachers could vouch, right? Yeah, I was the kid. I always had the new sneakers on. I did, but now that I'm older and I can tell you guys, it's really not worth it. So I want you guys from this day forward to work on being good human beings. Treat somebody nice. If you see somebody and their shirt might be a little dirtier than yours, bring them a new shirt. If you can afford it, bring them a new shirt. Or if you see somebody and their sneakers they've had these sneakers for years and you wear the same size, bring them a pair of your shoes. You have nothing to lose, right? Everybody is different. Everybody is going through something that we have no idea about. Families come from, some people aren't even fortunate enough to have their parents raise them. How many people have their mother and father raising them? How many people have their grandparents? Only their grandparents raising them. You see? So be grateful. And that's one of the things I had to learn. Be grateful. We always want more. As human beings, we always want more. Oh, I just got this new backpack, but I want that backpack. Or I just got this new video game, but I want that video game. There's some people who can't even get a video game system. There's some people walking around holding their books because they can't afford backpacks. So be grateful. Cliques, and of course you're going to have close friends, right? You're going to always have people who you're closer with, people who you relate to, but don't be afraid to branch out, all right? Having the most diversity is beautiful. Who knows what diversity is? What's diversity? Yes, not the same. Different backgrounds, different people, different mindsets. The smart people can hang out with the funny people. Funny people aspire to be smart. Smart people go ahead and get some funniness to you. All right? So the whole point of this is you all are one class. You all are working towards the same thing. The 8th grade. Who's 8th? Everybody's 8th grade right here? You guys all want to go to 9th grade, right? 7th grade is back there, right? You guys all are trying to go to 8th grade, correct? So work together. Be a family. Be one. There shouldn't be any... Next time, if I ever come back and I come back, you guys are in 10th grade, and I say, who's close to so-and-so? I want everybody to raise their hand. Because it's important to be one. It's important to not compete with each other. Tell her she's beautiful. Tell somebody they're beautiful. Guys, I don't know the terms you use, but say you look good. You look good today, man. You look real good. It's okay. Be good to each other. Make somebody smile. We understand where I'm coming from? And one quote, this is actually a Drake lyric that I love Drake. Drake is a Scorpio. My horoscope is a Scorpio. Who loves Drake in here? It's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't. But one thing from his song, I can't even remember the song he says. Look, now I'm going to forget the lyric. Basically that, wait a minute. I forgot the lyric. This is terrible. And I love it. Like, I put it on my Instagram pictures all the time. Oh, that everybody is too busy to fit in to stand out. Too busy fitting in to try and stand out. Do you see how that contradicts each other? How are you trying to stand out when you're too busy fitting in? All right? So keep that and remember that. Be different, all right? I liked what he said. Be different, be unique, and it's okay. Everybody is here on this. You're all good at something. You're all good at something. Find what you're good at and master it. Some people are super smart. Don't ever stop studying. Don't ever stop being intelligent. Don't let somebody say, oh, he's a nerd. I was kind of a nerd too. I played basketball, so that kind of saved me. But I love school. I love getting good grades. She said it. I used to argue with my teacher about getting a 99, or I didn't get it 100, I got a 99. Have that. Reach for the highest at everything you do. All right? Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. Who taught me how to play basketball? So I have 4 sisters and 3 brothers, and almost everybody played. So it was, my brothers pretty much taught me. My parents had bought me this plastic hoop, you know, the ones that you can make bigger and smaller. They put that in my dining room, and my brothers used to get on their knees so they could be my height, and they used to just smack my shots all across the dining room. So it made me better though, but my brothers taught me, and then I loved it, so I practiced it every day. Wow, yes, actually I did feel like giving up. When I was in college, like I mentioned before, it was very tough. My coach was very hard on me, and I started not to love the game anymore. So she kind of took that away from me. I love that passion. But I remember calling my parents every other week crying, like in tears, like I want to come home, I'm tired of this. But something in me didn't let me give up, because deep down I knew that this is what I love, you know? So I stayed with it. I don't live in Springfield, so I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and I work at a school. It's actually a Muslim school, so all of the students are Muslim, but then all of the teachers can come from anywhere. So it's pretty cool. I'm an athletic director there. That's a great question. Right now, I would say it's 50-50, and I would say the good part of the 50-50 is that there are more positive stories of Islam and Muslims in the media now. For example, we had our first Olympian from US who was a Muslim woman. Who knows about her? Her name's Ibtihaj Muhammad. She was the first Muslim woman to cover and be in the Olympics, compete in the Olympics. There are very good stories out there that are now being covered, but on the other hand, we have just the other day a Muslim woman who was covered. Somebody tried to set her on fire in New York City. And so there are ways that we're not making we're not making that much progress, only because people are still hateful. No offense to anybody, but we have Donald Trump in the office, right? So I think having him as one of the candidates is making it easier for people to show their racism, to show their negative views on different people, whether they're Latino, African American, whatever the case may be. So we have this man who's could run our country, who, you know, says very negative things about people who don't look like him. So we have to be mindful of that. Even people who aren't Muslim, who are like you all, different. So in a way, there's progress. In a way, no. What barriers did I have to break? Well, one I automatically broke, and that was being the first Muslim young woman to be covered and play basketball. I think that was a huge one, because in culturally, not religiously, but culturally, who knows the difference between religion and culture? All right, I'll answer. Not too many hands went up. So religion is what your faith is. It has to do with God. Culture comes from the country you come from. So as African American, I have my African American culture, right? Latinos or Caucasian or Asian, they have different cultures. So that's what you see when people come straight from their countries, all right? They still have their cultures. So culturally, a lot of Muslims are from Arabia or Africa, different places. But usually from the Arab countries, they don't really allow their women to do certain things. So that's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Don't think Islam, my religion, doesn't stop Muslim women from doing anything, but culturally they do. So some Muslim women stay in the house because men don't think they should be out in public. a lot of them can't play sports. So for me, I kind of broke that stereotype and that barrier to play. When Muslims first heard about me playing basketball, they were kind of like, this is not right, because they felt that I shouldn't be athletic, or I shouldn't be playing in front of audiences. But that comes from people's culture. So that was definitely one barrier that I broke. And then just trying to fit in, and still be myself on the court. That was one of the things that was pretty tough. And just in general, I remember the first day that I had to start wearing my scarf in school, it took me like 2 weeks to go back. Because, of course, I should explain this. When a Muslim woman becomes of age, so when she first gets her menstrual cycle, also known as a period, that's when we're considered a woman. So I started wearing that when that happened to me. And when I first went back to school, I wasn't myself, because I was more afraid of what people were going to say than actually what people were saying about me. All my friends were very supportive, but I thought I couldn't be myself. So it was hard. It took me like 2 weeks to just feel like Bilqis again. But it was tough because I was a teen. Of course, I didn't want to look different from anybody else. But that inner strength that we all should have, that kind of helped me get through. Wow, yes. I actually felt that way first when I first started covering. So when we do things in any religion, you're supposed to do it for the sake of God, right? When I was doing it, I did it so that my parents wouldn't be upset with me. So I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I think that I wanted to obey my parents, especially my mom, because I just didn't want to see her disappointed, And so when I first started wearing it, of course, it was for the wrong reasons. And all the way up until I couldn't play basketball anymore is when I started to really love my hijab. But when they told me I couldn't play, I thought about it like, man, maybe I should just take it off so I can just go play and continue to play basketball. Thought about it all the time. I cried about it, but what got me through is I prayed about it. I'm like, I asked for guidance, I asked for strength, and something in me was like, there's no way I'm gonna take off something I truly believe in for somebody who doesn't even want me to play anyway, which is the league, to fit in. So I had that. That was always in the back of my head. I can't lose who I am, my true identity, for somebody who wants me to be like everybody else. Man, how do I feel when I'm playing on the court? It is something that I really can't explain, but I'm gonna do my best. It's like a freedom, it's like a stress reliever. Like when I step on the basketball court and I'm in the game, I don't think about anything else going on in my life, good or bad. At that moment, it's basketball, and it kind of gets me emotional because I love it so much, so it's hard not being able to play. I miss that feeling. But, sorry. But I love it. It's a great feeling. So whatever you're good at, really love it so you can feel that passion, because it's a great feeling to have when you love something and you feel free when you do it.
Like the clips weren't enough for you.
You want a one-on-one? I think we can make that happen. I don't know if you're ready for it. You made me smile. I appreciate it. He's not ready? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to put him down like that. We'll see. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Stand up. Stand up. Let me see how tall you are. Oh, no, it's okay. Great question. So, balance. Even without a sport, that's one of the most important things that you can have, balance in your social life, academics, your family. So when I was in college is when it really got tough. We traveled a lot, so I was always on airplanes or bus rides. we were kind of had an advantage because we had tutors and academic, what do you call it? I guess tutors in a way, academic help that would travel with us. And even in our hotels, we used to have study halls. So we would all have to go downstairs into like the group area for where the hotels were and study. But very difficult. You have to I really didn't have too much social time in college. And in a way, it's good because college is, you get to college, just make sure you calm down, all right? But it was difficult. So I always had to get my work done. If I didn't have a certain grade point average, I wasn't able to play. So academics, I was a student first and then an athlete second. So it's very important to always keep your books first, no matter what. And especially when I came out of high school, if I didn't have a good transcript, then I wasn't going to get looked at by schools, because the first thing they ask are, what are your grades like? And if you say I'm a C student, they're going to say, see you later. That was pretty funny. Yes, good question. So a Muslim woman can take off her hijab when she is around family members and women. So we have to cover in front of men outside of our families. And again, we do that to conceal our beauty and, of course, to be modest. And like I said, again, protection. So I always give this example of one of the reasons why we say it's a protection. For example, say I'm walking down the street and I have on this outfit, right? And it's kind of late, or shouldn't be out late, but, and then there's another woman who may have on some really small shorts and the halter tops that we all like. I think they're super cute. If I could wear it, I probably would. But you know, so if there was like what do you call it? I want to say a sexual predator, as in like a rapist or somebody like that, who would they kind of think would be easier to go for? Somebody who? Me? Somebody who maybe they see more appealing. So they might look at me and say, oh, you know, I don't know. You know, so it's for protection. I know I can walk down the street and I won't get catcalled at. You know, men won't just say the craziest things to me because, one, they have a level of respect. And you don't even have to be Muslim. You can still be modest and be Christian or whatever your religion is. And I think that we should try to be that for our young ladies, and our young men should have respect for our young ladies. So young ladies, don't think that, one, you don't have to be Muslim to be modest. Being modest is one of the important things as a woman. So remember that. You don't always have to be cute in a small, short dress or the crop tops or whatever. You can still be clothed and be beautiful, all right? So remember that. And young men, know how to treat your classmates who are women, even young women in general, all right? Don't look at them for who they are or their beauty, you know? Just say, oh, she's not cute, so I can't talk to her. It's not right. And that puts pressure on us to be somebody we aren't. So everybody thinks we have to have this long, beautiful hair. We have to have these flat stomachs and everything. No, all right? Don't think that. And men, don't force us to be that way. You get what I'm saying? If they were to call me today and say I could go play basketball, would I go? So I'm still battling that question. I'm still battling that situation right now. And I would say it's a battle because it's been 2.5 years, right? And I've already kind of started real life. I have a career right now. I was forced to kind of move on from basketball because I didn't want to just sulk and be upset and be sad for however many years until they removed the rule. So I think if the situation was a good one and I could go play in like Spain or somewhere so beautiful, then I would probably go. It just depends on the situation, you know, and if I'm ready to, I work at a school and I love my students. I love the people I work with. So it'll be a tough situation, but I'm gonna remember you asking that. And a lot of people are telling me, go Kesey, if you can play, go play. So we'll see. And I have to stay in shape. It's kind of hard not playing basketball every day and staying in shape, but we'll see. So right now there are a few petitions online on Facebook that people, a petition is something that you sign a lot of people sign to get rid of a rule or whatever somebody doesn't want anymore. So there are a few petitions online right now that people can sign to help FIBA remove the rule. Right now, FIBA says that the petitions don't matter. So in a way, I don't want to call them a waste because they've raised a lot of awareness, but that's one thing you can do. And right now, it's kind of a waiting game, you know? So I'm just waiting on them to make a decision. But then I didn't bring any of the shirts, but I have a shirt called Muslim Girls Hoop Too. And it's a movement that I started to help people, help me raise awareness and for people to know, like, you know, even though I'm Muslim, I can still play basketball. I can do whatever I put my mind to, whatever the case may be. So, and then on it is like a basketball head, and then how I wear my scarf when I play. I might be able to bring some. And so I've been kind of having people buy those shirts to wear them and post them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever your social media is, and tag FIBA in the picture so that they can see, like, there's more. I have a lot of support. So, and it's very important to have support from people who I'm from. So I might let me see if I could bring some shirts before I go. And so, to be completely honest, right now, a lot of basketball, I don't know too much about other sports, but basketball, people do want taller players now. But for me, I was always the shortest, and it's true. It's your foundation. It's your skills. It's your fundamentals. It's not about being tall, because if you're faster than everybody, then you're short and fast. That was my advantage. You're short and fast, huh? You look like it. I like it. I can see. Do you play? Soccer. I love soccer too. So it doesn't matter your height, and it really is how big your heart is. It's how big your heart is. And if you feel like, oh, I can't do it because I'm not 6 feet, then you have the wrong mentality. I had to play against girls who were 6'3", 6'4". And my advantage was that I can go up and under and make a layup, or I'm faster than them, or whatever else. So really, it's about how good you are, how fast you can run up and down the court, how good you can dribble a ball, and how good your shot is, and how good you can play defense. So don't worry about your height. Like I said, you're different. Everybody's going to be different heights. Use what you're good at as your advantage.